Today we are going to start with the exercises of the chapter, the MET. I hope the chapter is very clear to you. If you are having any problem regarding anything about the chapter or regarding the exercise, you can we are definitely going to have the query session at the last of this session. So you can ask me, keep your questions in your mind, just mark it so that we can discuss it at the end of the session. Okay, so let's begin with this chapter. So there are, this is a section which says, click and choose the appropriate options. Mr. Fogg was a man with an orderly and regular habits. I think you must be carrying pencils in your hand to mark it in your book. If you are not having it, I'm waiting for a minute. Please take out your pencils so that you can mark it on the book. And if you are having any queries, you have to mark it there itself. Okay, so please take the pencils in your hand, right? Okay, I think we should start. Are you ready, guys? If you are, please give me the thumbs up so that I can know that you are absolute. Thank you for your response. Guman, Harsh, Kanishka, Vibud. Thank you so much for your response. Thank you. So we are going to start the exercises part. Mr. Fogg was a man with an orderly mind and regular habits. On 2nd October 1872, Mr. Fogg placed a bet that he could, C-O-U-L-D, travel around the world in 80 days. Could, C-O-U-L-D. Mr. Fix followed Mr. Fogg throughout the entire journey, because he thought, T-H-O-U-G-H-T, thought that Mr. Fogg was the bank thief disguised as a rich gentleman. Mr. Fix arrested and jailed Mr. Fogg in Liverpool. Fifth, Mr. Fogg thought he had arrived on 21st December, but he had actually arrived on 28th because he had traveled from west to east around the world, from west to east, right? Although you will be having a digital copy of the whole of the exercises, but I just want to discuss it so that if you are having any problem, you can mark it and ask me. Okay? Work in groups and answer these questions. So we are going to answer, do these reference to context. This is my invariable routine every day. Who said to whom? Mr. Fogg said to Passepartout. He was, you remember, he was taking the interview of Passepartout, and he said that this is my invariable routine every day. So Mr. Fogg said to Passepartout. Summarize the speaker daily routine. You have to summarize what Mr. Fogg used to do in his daily routine. Now, you must be remembering he used to wake up at 8 o'clock. Then he used to have his toast and tea. Then by 8:23, he used to have the shaving water for himself, which should be exactly 84 degree Fahrenheit. If it is colder, then also he doesn't like it. And if it is warmer, he doesn't prefer that as well. At 9:37 a.m. He has a bath and dresses up at 9:40 a.m. Then he leaves his house 11:30 a.m. for the Reform Club. He has his meals at the club and returns home by midnight. So this was his invariably daily routine. The world is large enough for a man to disappear. Why did the speaker say this? Mr. Stott said this in response to Mr. Valentine, exclamation that thief can get away with the crime. So which is not right. Okay. मिस्टर स्टॉट ने ये बात बोली थी किससे, मिस्टर वैलेंटाइन से, कि थीफ जो है वो कहीं पर भी जाके छुप सकता है इतने बड़े वर्ल्ड में, which is not right. Okay, so this is it. According to the speaker, what was impossible and why? What? Sorry. Where was this said? This was said in Reform Club. You remember? They were sitting in the Reform Club's card room. So this was said in the Reform Club. Saturday, impossible. Who said this? Mr. Fox said this. According to the speaker, what was impossible and why? According to the speaker, that he has reached 1 day prior, 1 day early was impossible. And why was it impossible? Because he was kept in a jail for a day in the Liverpool itself. So he was not ready to accept that he is early 1 day. According to Fogg, it was impossible that they arrived in London on Saturday because he had been put in jail by Mr. Fix. Mr. Fix ने उनको जेल में डाला था, पूरा दिन भर रखा था. By the time he was released, he had already lost the chance to reach the London on Saturday. और क्योंकि वो सैटरडे को पहुंचे थे, उनके हिसाब से, किनके हिसाब से, पास्पेटो और मिस्टर फॉग के हिसाब से वो सैटरडे को पहुंचे थे, तो वो इस बेट को जीत नहीं सकते थे. Next one, 60 seconds to win. Who would win and why? 60 seconds to win. ये किसने बोला था? ये मिस्टर फॉग के फ्रेंड्स टाइम काउंट कर रहे थे, उस टाइम उन्होंने बोला था. Who would win and why? उनको लग रहा था कि वो फ्रेंड्स जो हैं, वो 5 फ्रेंड्स जो हैं, वो विन कर जाएंगे बेट को. क्यों विन कर जाएंगे? बिकॉज 8:45 होने वाले थे और मिस्टर फॉग का कोई अता पता नहीं था, कुछ भी नहीं पता था कि वो कहाँ पर है. और उनको ऐसा लगता था, उन फ्रेंड्स को ऐसा लगता था कि 80 डेज में पूरे वर्ल्ड का चक्कर लगा के वापस आना इज नियर टू इम्पॉसिबल. व्हाट वुड द विनर गेट? The winner would get 20,000 pounds. Okay. Now, here's what Mr. Fogg wrote in his diary about what happened on the day he won the bet. Mr. Fogg is writing a diary in which he's writing whole incident, what happened when he reached London and what happened when he reached the club. You will see that there are few gaps. Discuss them with your partner and do the filling the blanks. Personal journal of Phileas Fogg, 21 December. You have to fill 21 here. 21 December 1872. Today I won the bet of 20,000 pounds. You have to write the amount here, 20,000 pounds that I has placed against my friends at the Reform Club. I got there just in time. As soon as I saw the stunned faces of John and Andrew, I pretended to look, L-O-O-K, look, as calm as ever. I suppose they thought they had surely won, W-O-N, won, when I did not return, R-E-T-U-R-N. I repeat, R-E-T-U-R-N. Till there were only seconds to spare. Perhaps they thought I would not be back on time when I did not arrive on the ship, the China, ship, S-H-I-P, ship, the China. I had hired a steamship to return, R-E-T-U-R-N, again, return home yesterday. But if it weren't for Paspito, P-A-S-S-E-P-A-R-T-O-U-T, Paspito, I would not have won. I thought I had lost, L-O-S-T, lost the money, but he came to me, C-A-M-E, C-A-M-E, to me with the crucial information that he had arrived a day earlier, day, D-A-Y, early, E-A-R-L-Y. E-A-R-L-Y. I must thank, T-H-A-N-K, T-H-A-N-K, him for his help. It has been an exciting day indeed. So this was the diary which we have to complete for Mr. Fogg. See the D part, answer this question. Was Mr. Fogg like a machine? In the beginning of the chapter, it seemed that Mr. Fogg was like a machine. शुरू के चैप्टर में जब हम उनका इंटरव्यू देख रहे थे और उनकी डेली रूटीन पढ़ रहे थे, तो हाँ, हमें ऐसा लग रहा था कि ओके, ही वाज लाइक अ मशीन. Which events in the play make you think otherwise? कौन से ऐसे इवेंट्स थे जिनसे आपको ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं, he was not a machine? I think I would like you to answer this question. आपको ऐसा very true that he had a feeling because he helped that young woman out. Okay, so that was the one of the incident, and the another incident is that he took up the bet with his friends. If he was a machine, he didn't care about any other thing. उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता इस बात से कि 80 डेज में वर्ल्ड का टूर लगाया जा सकता है या नहीं लगाया जा सकता है, बट he had a feeling, he wanted some adventure in his life, so he took up the bet as well. And when he took up the bet, he tried to fulfill the bet as best as he could. So these are the two incidents which says that he was not a machine, but yes, he was very punctual man, right? So at the beginning of the play, now I am reciting the answer. At the beginning of the play, we get the feeling that Mr. Fogg went out about his life like a machine. But the placing of the bet indicates that perhaps he was not set in his ways, but enjoyed a good adventure now and then. He enjoyed the adventure. He liked to go around the world in 80 days. So that shows that he was not machine. What kind of a man was Passepartout? किस तरीके के आदमी थे Passepartout? Passepartout was very sensible, adaptable, and very helpful man. बहुत ही सेंसिबल थे, बहुत ही एडेप्टेबल थे. मतलब आप उनको कहीं पर भी देखो, जैसे मिस्टर फॉग उनको 80 डेज के लिए अपने साथ वर्ल्ड टूर पे ले गए थे. सो ही वाज एडेप्टेबल. एडेप्टेबल का मतलब जैसे भी सर्कमस्टांसेस होते हैं अपने आप को वैसे ढाल लेना. ठीक है. सो ही वाज एन एडेप्टेबल पर्सन एंड ही वाज वेरी डेडिकेटेड टू हिज एम्प्लॉयर. वो मिस्टर फॉग के लिए बहुत ही ज्यादा डेडिकेटेड थे. I hope you are understanding. If you are having any problem, please mark it out so that we can discuss it at the end of the session. Coming to the E part, after many nail-biting adventures, adventures can refer to journeys into unknown or unfamiliar places. What does nail-biting means? Nail-biting का क्या मतलब होता है? Nail-biting का मतलब nail को bite करना mouth से नहीं होता है. मतलब nails खाना बैठ के, जब कभी आप नर्वस होते हैं तो आप कई बार नेल बाइटिंग स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. सो नेल बाइटिंग होता क्या है? व्हेन डू वी टेंड टू बाइट आवर नेल्स? हम अपने नेल्स कब बाइट करते हैं? वर मिस्टर फॉग एडवेंचर एक्साइटिंग और बोरिंग? क्या मिस्टर फॉग के एडवेंचर्स एक्साइटिंग थे या बोरिंग थे? ओके, लेट्स सी इफ यू कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. People are absolutely right that this whole episode was nail biting. Nail biting means that you don't know what is going to happen next. When you are nervous, you tend to bite your nails. Okay, and yes, of course, Mr. Fogg's adventures were very exciting, very, very exciting. Okay. Now we are going to move on to the second part. Let's not be too hasty. Hasty means in a hurry. What does the speaker mean? What doesn't he want to do in a hurry? क्या स्पीकर का hasty का मतलब तो पहली बात इन्होंने बता दिया है आपको कि वो होता है कि जल्दबाजी. तो what does the speaker mean? The speaker, Mr. Valentine, did not want his friend to assume that Mr. Fogg had lost the bet before they were past the time agreed upon for the conclusion of the bet. Mr. Speaker जो थे वो ये कह रहे हैं कि let's not be too hasty because कि जो भी टाइम एग्रीड था वो अभी तक आया नहीं था, तो जब तक वो टाइम पास नहीं हो जाता तब तक उनको ये नहीं मान लेना चाहिए कि उन्होंने बेट जो है वो जीत ली है। अगर वो ऐसा मानते हैं तो वो थोड़ी जल्दबाजी, हरी यानी जल्दबाजी कर रहे हैं। What doesn't he want them to do in a hurry? He didn't want them to conclude that they had won the bet in a hurry because he felt that Mr. Fogg will come exactly on time instead of much before. उसको मिस्टर फैरेंटाइन को ये लग रहा था कि मिस्टर फॉग जो है उसने ये वर्ड भी बोला है कि ही इज बिट इसेंट्रिक, सो ही इज बिट स्ट्रेंज, सो वो बिल्कुल टाइम पे आएंगे, ना पहले आएंगे और ना ही बाद में आएंगे। So that is why he is saying that we should not hurry, we should not be hasty, right? Now the third part, and the muffled sound of the crowd from the outside. Muffled means a sound that is soft and not heard clearly. Why was the sound of the crowd muffled? The sound of the crowd was muffled because it was from the outside of the room. अगर आपके कमरे के बाहर से कोई आवाज आ रही है तो आपको आवाज तो आएगी, डेफिनेटली आएगी, बट अगर वो लाउड एंड क्लियर नहीं होगी तो आपको नहीं पता लगेगा कि बाहर खड़ा हुआ पर्सन क्या कह रहा है। So that is what muffling means. Okay, so why was the sound of the crowd muffled? The sound of the crowd was muffled probably because it was coming from the outside of the Reform Club. Mr. Fogg and friends were seated inside the card room at the club. और मिस्टर फॉग के जो फ्रेंड्स थे वो कार्ड रूम के अंदर बैठे हुए थे, right? Fourth, there is a roar of hurrahs from the crowd outside. Hurrah is a loud cheer. Hurrah का मतलब बहुत जोर से cheer करना, बहुत जोर से खुश होके किसी को motivate करना। Why was the crowd cheering? क्यों crowd cheer कर रहा था? Because उन्होंने मिस्टर फॉग को देख लिया था। What had happened? मिस्टर फॉग जो थे उन्होंने इस बेट को विन कर लिया था। He won the bet and he went around the world and completed his traveling in 80 days. That was why the crowd was cheering. I will say, okay, sorry. F part matched the two columns correctly. I will say there is a remote we have to match. You have been doing this exercise since your childhood. So I don't have to tell you that this is a A column and this is the B column, and now we have to match the A column with the B column. Okay, you are very intelligent to understand this. Okay, I will say that there is a remote possibility that Virat Kohli will visit us, right? 1 ka F, possibility that Virat Kohli will visit us. Second, when the shop doors open, there will be a headlong rush towards the sale counters. Rush towards the sale counters. I will give you clear instruction on how to get to the house. I will give you clear instruction on how to get to the house. 4, he was not a person who made friends easily or quickly. He was not a person who made friends easily or quickly. She is going to open an account with this bank. She is going to open an account with this bank. She is taking her driving test tomorrow, right? So this was your match the following. Now you know adjective describes noun. जो noun के बारे में बताते हैं उनको हम adjectives कहते हैं, right? So we have to fill some suitable adjectives in these filling the blanks. Mr. Fogg was punctual. 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 Mr. Fogg, punctual. He was never late for anything. Mr. Fogg had dismissed his personal, personal assistant recently. Mr. Fogg made a big, B-I-G, big bet. He bet 20,000 pounds. Passepartout was right, R-I-G-H-T, that it was a Saturday. Right, R-I-G-H-T. Mr. Fogg, Aouda, and Passepartout had many exciting adventures. E-X-C-I-T-I-N-G. I'm repeating. E-X-C-I-T-I-N-G. Repeating. Exciting adventures. In Liverpool, Mr. Fogg was very sad, S-A-D, sad, because he thought he had lost the bet. Okay, so this was your filling the blanks. Now, there are the degrees of comparison, right? Some person, say Mohan. Mohan is a rich man. Now we are comparing two things. That is a positive, simplest form of the adjective and the positive statement, right? Now we are comparing two people. Now we are comparing, say Mohan to Rohan. So Mohan is richer than Rohan. Mohan जो है वो रोहन से ज़्यादा अमीर है. Okay, so this is something which is comparative. Superlative yani extreme. Mohan is the richest man. Okay, so this is what the whole exercise is all about, right? So if you are having any doubt in this chapter or in this exercises, please raise your hand so that I can take up right now. I can answer your questions right now. If you are having any doubt, anything in this chapter, you want me to answer anything, if you are having any doubt, let me know so that I can answer your queries, your questions. Okay, beta. So I presume that you have understood this chapter clearly, and it is really nice to have you online. But I have one complaint, that you are not sending me your written work, your assignments, your question answers to me in the form of PDF. So you have to do that. Although some of the students have sent me, like Bhavya has sent me, Woman has sent me, but maximum of you are not sending it. Yes, Kanishka, there is something you want to ask me. Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I have some doubts in chapter.
Yes, please go ahead.
मैम इसमें मैम ब्रीवर का मतलब तो दे रखा है, पर मैम मुझे ब्रीवर का मतलब नहीं समझ आया.
किसका मतलब? You spell it out, beta. Read the spelling.
On 66 page number.
66 page number. 65, 66 page number. Brewer, someone who makes a drink from barley. Barley एक चीज होती है, ठीक है. अच्छा, यहाँ पर एक स्टेटमेंट भी आया है कि दिस इज सीन 6 का. अगर आप मिस्टर स्टुअर्ट से पहले देखेंगे, मिस्टर थॉमस फ्लैगलन इज अ ब्रूअर. Now who is a brewer? Someone who makes a drink from barley. एक barley चीज होती है जिससे ड्रिंक बनता है, जो वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में, बहुत वेस्ट में यानी यूरोप में जहाँ की यहाँ पे बात हो रही है, वहां पर बहुत पिया जाता है. तो दिस इज द ब्रूअर मीन्स वो ड्रिंक बनाने वाला. अब उस ड्रिंक को बनाने में बेटा इस बात का ध्यान रखा जाता है कि वो बहुत ज्यादा कड़वा नहीं होना चाहिए और बहुत ज्यादा मीठा भी नहीं होना चाहिए. वो एकदम सही होना चाहिए. जैसे आपने कॉफी पी है,
यस मैम,
हाँ, तो कॉफी जो होती है ना, कॉफी को भी ब्रू करना पड़ता है। अगर आप उसको स्ट्रेट अवे बीन्स लाके उसको पीस के और यूज करोगे तो वो बहुत ज्यादा कड़वे होंगे, वो इतने कड़वे होंगे कि आप उसको पी ही नहीं सकते। तो उसको भी ब्रू करना पड़ता है। दिस इज अ प्रोसेस इन विच आप थोड़ा सा उसका टेस्ट जो है वो मॉडिफाई करते हो, पीने लायक बनाते हो। सो ही वॉज अ ब्रूअर, ही यूज्ड टू मॉडिफाई द टेस्ट as per the people's liking. That is what the brewer means. Okay, Kanishka? If you are having any other doubt, anyone? Okay, so from my side, this chapter is done, and I'm going to send you the digital copy of everything. But if you are having any other doubt, we are going to continue with the next poem. It is a trek through Himalayas from tomorrow onwards, and I will be meeting you again. And if you are having a doubt, we are definitely going to discuss it tomorrow also if you want me to. But I would recommend that you send your written work to me so that I can see that you are working, right? I have not received the written work of the previous chapter, पीछे का chapter, जो that the chapter, that Hokkaido chapter. What is the name of the chapter? I have not received any of your a train station for a student. I have not received the written work of that chapter as well, and I hope you have got the digital copies of the chapter. So please do that and send me. Okay. So this is all for this session. Bye.